Hello everyone and happy Christmas. Today I'm going to play Beautiful Christmas Towns, a map here I found created by Mariziana. So thank you Mariziana for doing that. Sadly, Google Car doesn't go out in winter. Yes, that is a bit of a shame. It would be lovely to see some true Christmas towns all decked up for their celebrations. But nonetheless, I'm sure these towns will be beautiful. It's a moderate, has a moderate average score here, 15,000 points thereabouts. Almost 1,000 people have played it, and I thought it sounded really fun. So without further ado, let's hit play. Going to use the default settings today, unlimited time, why not? It's Christmas. And let's get into it and see what we can find. Right, okay, so we're by this fantastic looking cathedral with this very red brick. That's unusual, it's interesting. This feels German, this feels Dutch, this feels Austrian. Oh, and we're in a photo dome. So what do we have here? I can't move, is what I'm trying to say. So there's going to be no skipping along in this round. We're going to have to absorb all the facts and try and figure this out. The Indian Raja restaurants. Not sure what language that is. And there's a little... There's a little sort of circle there over the A. So what does that mean? I don't recognize that language. So, I mean, is that French? Don't think so. What do we have here? Museus. Museus, is that so that's definitely a museum. So Devor Museus. What does that mean? Okay, something museum. Flags here are wound up. Really hard to tell if they are national flags or not. We're clearly in an ancient town. Clearly. I mean, look at this old building here. It's just where this window used to be. This building has just been sort of put straight onto it. Clearly this building in itself is old. This feels Dutch, you know? And one of the reasons I say it is this architecture here. This is very Dutch. So possibly we're in northern Netherlands. I'm just going to... Oh, what have I done? I'm just going to take a quick glance in the northern Netherlands. This is not a town I recognise. But, you know, what's to say we're not in Groningen, for example? Let's just have a look at that quickly. We've got here the old town. You know, there will be a church here. Somewhere. There is a church. You know, it's not beyond sort of the realms of possibility that's what we're looking at. We're looking south at the church, so we're to the north side of it. And, you know, well, I don't see a Tommy Hilfiger or anything else like that. But, you know, that's as good a guess as any at the moment. I don't think that this language is Dutch. Restaurants there with a sort of circle above the A. Don't recognise that. I can't read. Is there anything else? What can we see in the distance here? Can we see the number plates of those cars? I really can't. This is a Jaguar. That's a Beamer. This is obviously a very modern building here. St. Petrus. What does that mean? St. Petrus. Is that a reference to a place? St. Petersburg. This writing is the biggest clue to me here. This is absolutely not Dutch. Museus. So I don't think we're going to be here. Thank goodness we didn't put a time limit. Let's see if we can sort of figure that out a bit. Devoratum laexus maxlas museus. What the heck? I don't think that that's even German, so I'm going to start ruling things out now, but what I don't think the language is. So possibly it's Czech, Slovakian. You know, I don't think we're in Bratislava, so maybe we're in this town. You know, I think it's probably one of these. Old Town Kosike. I won't spend forever looking at all the old towns of Europe, so I don't think that's it. That's too ordered. The streets there are different, aren't they? So that ain't right. Hungary, Budapest, maybe Bratislava. We couldn't find Bratislava the other day. Now it's coming up again. So let's give it that. Let's just try it. Why not? Have a quick look. Worth a quick look. Old Town again. We're clearly in the center of whichever city we're in. There's a church, historic church. Is this the street? Possibly looking south. Arcadia Boutique. No museum. That's for sure. Well, look, I'm probably a bit stumped here, to be honest. Let me tell you which countries I'm not thinking. So it's not the Netherlands. It's not any of these. It's not the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, France, Spain, Portugal, Denmark. I don't think it's any of the Nordics. It's possibly these. Let's have a look at Tallinn. These are pretty ancient cities. I think we're going to be in the middle. I'm sticking with the fact that we're in the middle. Rayoka Platz. Is there a big church here? No, there is not. Okay. Do we see another church? Just looking for the Christian sign. Yes, there was a few over here. Is this the one? Kareku. Rignotol. You see, even that's not similar to this, so this is quite frustrating. I'm going to stick with that as a guess and look at maybe a couple more. The flag, I don't think we can go by the flag. Are there any other clues? The people are definitely European. I'm looking at these stickers here, this graffiti. No. Let's look at this lady. Yeah, she's definitely looking at us. I mean, she's European. She could be from anywhere, really. Oh, there is a sign here. Hang on. Restaurant. Oh, I just can't. I mean, that's just the name of the restaurant, unfortunately. Right. Well, we need to wrap it up, don't we? Where else could we be? We could be in Riga. Centers. This is such a tiny center. I'm going with this one again. This is possible. This is it. Decoratives Maxlas Indigenia Museus. Oh. It is a Christmas miracle. We found it. Oh, I can't believe that. That's it. That's definitely it. We're looking there northwest at it. You know, so it's up there somewhere. Northwest. We're about here. Oh my goodness. We found it. I wasn't expecting to find it. We're in Riga. In Forgive me. Latvia, no? Yes, Latvia. There we go. Good. Okay. Well, that brings to the end pretty slow round. Let's go for the guess. Done. Found it. Oh my goodness. Perseverance paid off. I will try and not make the next rounds last as long as that. Unfortunately, it's not loading. I seem to be able to navigate it around, so I'm just going to click forward until we get out of it. Okay. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. We're definitely in the Alps. This is very alpine kind of geography. Restaurant Rendezvous. Okay, so that is French. That doesn't mean we're necessarily in France. Could be in Switzerland. Could be anywhere really. So I'm actually going to go this way. Just feel like this might help us a bit more. Can I move? Yes, I can move. So it was just... Oh, but then this is where we came from with... Okay, we've emerged again. So let's hope that that doesn't... Some opticians. Kiosk, mountain shop. The problem with alpine villages is that... you know, they have a lot of languages in them because, of course, they cater to many .ch. Okay, so I think that puts us in Switzerland. Lozinger Marazi. Don't know what that means exactly. That could be a town name, but not sure. So then we're in Switzerland. Right, okay. Let's keep going. Get, if we can, to a kind of intersection. What was that? Intersport. Did that say Gestard? No, it didn't. Intersport Graf. This will be some regional flags. We got there the Swiss flag, but don't know what those others are, unfortunately. So that's Graf. I mean, is Graf a place? Travel office. Reisen? Don't know. Graf. I'm going to keep going, although that glass building behind me now might be... Look at that, we've got some Chinese writing. That's interesting. These are definitely regional flags in Switzerland. Really, really interesting to see those, actually. Ooh, we do have some signs there as well. I feel like we're in the centre here. We've got the bus stop and so on. So... hotel there called the Alpine Hotel. Unfortunately, it's just not going to help us as things like that because Grindel something or other. Grindelwald is a place I think I've heard of. Let us try that. I don't know exactly where that is, but we're definitely in Switzerland here. Where do we think we are? The Alps are going to be on this side. We're basically going to be somewhere in here, I think. Grindelwald. Yes, found it. We're possibly at Grindelwald. There is Grindelwald Station. Eiger Plus. I think we saw an Eiger. Did we not already? Hotel Kreutz and Post. Yes, we saw that. Excellent. We found it. That's good. We're back at the start, which is now loaded. We were by this Eiger Apotheke, and I think the Eiger is a mountain, which we should be should be on. Are we about here? Eiger. Eiger Plus. Everything's called Eiger, so that's good. Let's just try and get this correct. Eiger Apotheke. Restaurant Rendezvous. That's right. We should look for that, really, shouldn't we? This is possibly it here. It doesn't actually have a name. I think we're on this road. If not, extremely close. We've definitely broken the back of this one, I think. So happy, to be honest, to leave it here. If we could find Restaurant Rendezvous, that would be nice. We're heading... Which way are we actually heading? Southwest. Southeast, sorry. Yeah, so I think that puts us on this road here. We haven't come quite to the avocado bar yet. We're possibly up here instead. Intersport. Well, look, I think we're close. We've found it. Let's go for the guess. Yeah, exactly. Brilliant. Okay, we were in the right neck of the woods. So, a beautiful town. Right. That is 2 for 2 at the moment on the Christmas towns. Malmo is... I think that there is a Malmo in Finland and in Sweden. I've been conned by that one before, I think. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. Malmo. What do we have here? Well, they've got a KFC no matter what. Pressler. Looking for all things Swedish. Oh, we can move as well, so need to remember that. What flags do we have here? This should help us lock down the... Oh, it's under renovation all of a sudden. Okay, very good. Maybe they are preparing for Christmas. What sign do we have up here? Can't see that. There's maybe an S there. S for Sweden, perhaps? Who knows? This is definitely Scandinavian. Malmo again. Stucco.se. So that's 1 point for Sweden there. Very good. We're definitely setting up for some kind of event here, aren't we? This is clearly the town square, so I think we should be able to knock this one off pretty quickly. Let's get into Malmo, Sweden, and just see if it aligns with some of the buildings. Where is Malmo? I think it is down here. Yes, it is. It's just across from Copenhagen. Would you look at that? I think there's one in Finland as well. Maybe I'm wrong. This is clearly a pretty big town. And once again, I think we're in the center, so we should be able to tee this one off pretty well. We're probably here. Now let's just take our bearings and see what's around us. We've got the KFC, and this is the eastern edge of the... Yes, there it is. KFC. KFC on the eastern edge of the park. So we're pretty much there. Guess. There we are. Malmo. Lovely. Perhaps they were preparing for their Christmas events. I think that this is Russian. Pretty sure of that. Looks lovely. Lovely town. Again, clearly not winter because... here, we've actually got a street name right here. Koho... I mean, I'm just looking in English, obviously, what these look like. Koh, I know that that's not an H, it's an N. Konner. Okay, not sure about that. 25. Hotel, even I can translate that. Hotel. We've got the Arca Bar Food Space. Interesting. I wonder what this is. Is this the train station? A Zara. Okay. Not a train station. Well, look here. We've got the Russian flags. So there's not many places I know in Russia. This looks like a pretty big town. I'm thinking we're in St. Petersburg, given that this is the beautiful Christmas towns map. So why don't we just have a quick look in St. Petersburg for, you know, Zara. I mean, something like that. Now, just to be clear, we're clearly on a main road here, and we've come looking north. So we've just come south to a pretty main road here that goes east-west. So, and it's a tree-lined road. So there's trees on either side, and we're clearly in a main shopping area, aren't we? What looks like a shopping area from here? This street, maybe? Which one is actually, where is St. Petersburg? Sort of the middle of it looks like it's around here, so forgive me, I'm talking to myself. Have we perhaps come down here and are on Nevsky Avenue? The answer is no, because it's a dead end here, isn't it? So we've got a dead end to Zara. Let's keep going. Oh, can't keep going in that direction. We might not be in St. Petersburg here, although we've got a lot of English. Best coffee service in town. Yes, but which town? Definitely got Russian flags hanging around all over the place, so I'm pretty convinced we're there. Now this is a huge building, so we should be able to absolutely nail this. What are we doing? Possibly back more in the center. I'm pretty sure that this is the main monument to Nicholas. What's opposite the monument to Nicholas? Not a park. Are we here? It's in Isaac Square. Don't think so. Okay, things aren't quite lining up yet, but we are clearly in a major town. So maybe not St. Petersburg, although I still think we're in St. Petersburg. Bit frustrating. Should be able to knock this one off pretty quickly, you'd imagine. What do we have here? A main road and a canal. Okay, so we've got a few canals here, so it could help us, could this? The canal again goes pretty much north-south. It's not quite as big as this river sort of makes it. This says it's a river. I doubt that. In case you can't tell, I'm ever so slightly stumped. Right. Let's keep going. I mean, we're clearly on a main road. We're possibly not in St. Petersburg. So, that's okay. Although, I don't recognize it as being Moscow necessarily either. I think Moscow is a little different. Am I wrong about the flag? I don't think so. No. Maybe we're just in a different city. Grand Hotel Europe. Okay, very good. Let's try and just be old-fashioned and spot some interesting things. Okay. You see, I have no idea if that is the name of the town, for example, in the restaurant name there. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. It speaks enough English, though, doesn't it? Speaks enough English. We need something with an address, really. This sign here could get us. Don't know. What do we have here? Is that the name of a town? I'm backing out of St. Petersburg at the moment for a quick scan elsewhere. I don't think we're in like Rostov. The other one is possibly Moscow, but I don't think there's so many canals there. And we did come across a canal. What am I doing? I'm pretty convinced I'm in St. Petersburg, you know. So just haven't really struck gold with the clues, but you know I'm pretty confident about St. Petersburg. So let's go back there. Where am I now? I've lost it. Yeah, we're on the way to St. Petersburg. Let's just zoom out, get on with it. It's a Christmas towns map, for goodness sake. So we should be able to really nail it. Look, I suspect that we're somewhere here. In fact, I think I can see where we started. We started there. Okay, we came down there. We were on Nevsky Avenue. This is the Kazan Cathedral with the U-shaped bend in it. And we crossed over this little canal here. And we started somewhere up there. So I don't know why it took me so long to find it. My apologies. There we go. Next round. Okay, good. I think it's time for some Christmas food. Okay, would you look at that? Now, question, is that in the window beyond us or a reflection of what is behind us? Ah, well, we are in a building, so it is not a reflection of what is behind us. Look at this very interesting cabinet here. What is this? This is very strange. Harun von Tricia from Turkey. Okay. That is fantastic. Can we get where we are just by looking out of the window? That is an interesting question. I don't recognise this building. It's clearly Christmas time. We've got some great big arch next to us here. That's also very interesting. We're in a museum. And unfortunately, the writing I can't understand. Von Trusser is possibly, you know, Dutch, German, Austrian, who knows. We're in a museum. I mean, and we're clearly in a fantastic museum. You know, the question is, how do we get out of here? Because die Ruinen. So possibly we're in Germany. I've not been to this museum before. We've ended up in it on GeoGuessr, so you know we've got to go with what we can get. So this is clearly a national museum of, you know, modern history or ancient history, artifacts, you know, anthropology, all this kind of thing. You know, we've got some fantastic. I mean, I think that might be the thumbnail right there. Look at this. This is just amazing. Clearly in an extremely grand building. You know, I'm trying to find the way out. For want of a better phrase, I don't want to leave necessarily, but all I can do is find my way back to where we started. So, not helping. What can we decipher? We're looking west at clearly whatever is in the middle of this town, and I think we're in Germany based on the language that we've seen so far. I'm not going to go with Berlin. That doesn't really feel like a Christmas town. Why don't we go with Cologne? Let's see if we can see something there. I'm expecting us to be looking at whatever is in the centre of Cologne. I have no idea if there is some grand cathedral there. Possibly not. Maybe there is. And perhaps we are, given that we're looking west, and it looks to be a decent distance away from us. There's some huge buses here, some statue outside. We're possibly on a river here. Really, I'm making this up just to sort of justify it a bit. We're in a grand building though, aren't we? We can see the buses lined up outside. So Cologne is a guess. What about another Christmas town? Where else do people go for Christmas in Germany? Frankfurt, don't they? They go to Frankfurt. There we go. Let's take a look at Frankfurt. Frankfurt city centre, I think, is altogether a bit more of a kind of maze of skyscrapers. I don't think we're there. Is this possibly Prague? Or Budapest? Don't know. Don't know, unfortunately. I think we're going to be kind of stuck here. Might just look at Budapest very quickly. Where is Budapest? There is Prague. Can't see Budapest all of a sudden. Let's try Prague. We might be looking at that. Complex containing the Baroque library. Interesting. Possible candidate. Looking into the west town here of Prague. Plausible. Don't know Prague very well. So that's one. I was just talking about Budapest. Where is that? Hungary, no? I'm pretty sure. Yes, there it is. Okay, right. Hungary. Don't know why I didn't spot that earlier. Budapest, there's famously sort of two towns as well, right? So maybe we're definitely looking west here. Definitely to some grand building. I mean, I don't know what that is, but again, possibly over the river. But the writing here is different again. I think we're more likely going to be in Austria, Germany. I'm not sure, and without finding my way out of this museum, which is never going to happen, we won't know. So why don't we put down a guess? Maybe Dusseldorf again? Let's just have a quick look at Dusseldorf. No. I think Cologne might not be a bad idea. Or Bonn? There's not much over the river in Bonn, though, is there? Bonn Munster. Is that what we're looking at? I really don't know. I'm going to go, I think, with Cologne. First guess. Let's say that we're across the river here in some kind of museum. And, looking west into this old town here. Guess. And we were in Vienna. Okay. I received a new badge though. Very good. Okay, well, on the last guess there, didn't do so well. Vienna is where we were. We weren't across any river. That was completely made up. And we were looking at something over here, I think, but not sure. Okay, well, nonetheless, you live and you learn and you try. So, not a bad Christmas round. Certainly some beautiful towns there, thrown by the last one, I think it's fair to say. One in Latvia, which we found through perseverance. One in northern Italy. Actually, where was this? One in Switzerland. That's right, it was in the Alps. One in Malmo. One up in St. Petersburg, which took a bit of finding, but we got there eventually. And the last one there through is by being in a museum in Vienna. Let us just try and find out the museum name, shall we, out of complete interest. And maybe try and figure out what we were just looking at up there, because we weren't across any river, but clearly across the main. That's right, you can see some gardens out here. We were looking northwest, which lines up here. We were in the Welts Museum Wayne. We were looking maybe over this main road here, and in the distance, what were we looking at? The National Bank, maybe? Not sure, but anyway, took some guessing, and we didn't quite nail it. Nonetheless, thank you very much for joining me, especially on Christmas Day. Wish you and all my viewers and viewers' families a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year. I hope your 2021s are better than 2020. I think that is fair to wish for. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.